I don't know why I find people falling so funny. Like I feel bad that I find it so
Do you
funny.
really?
I really do, and so does
Yeah,
my
I don't.
daughter.
I see these compilation videos of people falling, and I'm just like, it's just they're just falling. I don't find it funny.
No way. What about the grape lady? The fish, like the original fall.
I
The
don't
grape
know.
lady?
I don't know.
Oh no,
I
I
mean, I've
can't
seen a
go
couple of
back. Oh,
falls. I've seen a couple of falls that I
no.
thought were really funny. You know what I mean? Like I thought, particular falls are funny, but not every fall is funny.
Not every fall, but a lot of them.
Yeah. Um,
You're just a nice
yeah,
person. I go to hell. Fine.
it's
We
just
went
not my.
out last night.
Yeah, it's just not my thing.
Yeah, well,
You know,
if I fell right now, you'd laugh.
watching the misfortunes of others.
Okay, a lot of them get a lot of money, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right. So then it's all balanced out in the universe, you know that.
I suppose. I mean, I imagine a good many of them would rather have not have fallen in the first place.
I don't know. For $10 billion or a good lawsuit,
Yeah, I don't.
I wonder
Yeah,
what the
again, I
highest paid
don't
person
know. I don't know.
is above your pay grade. Um, we went out last night.
Okay.
It was to Dwayne Wiggin memorial tribute, like a tribute. Well, a memorial. Yeah, we'll call it that. And
For
it was
for Ray
cool.
Ray.
We heard for Dwayne Wiggins. Yeah.
I mean, not for Ray
And
Ray,
it
for
was
Dwayne. Yeah.
yeah, Dwayne, yeah. And they had a live band and real music. They had the singer from Mississippi who
Hmm.
was singing. Like it was so freaking good. And then they had Numb come up and he did five on it to the live band instrumentation, and that was fly. Yeah, I've never heard him do it at that tempo in 30 years, you know?
Uh-huh.
So it was cool.
You don't got no video?
I do.
Okay. Well, when you say something like that, you at least want to show like a little bit,
I
right?
got you. I got you.
That's my favorite thing in the world to do is to listen to live
Live
music.
music. I know there's something, the energy there is just completely different.
Something about
Okay, let me.
all those people working together to create this sound and this texture and yeah,
Especially when it's a band that's so great that you don't even have to practice with them. They can just fall into place, you know?
yeah, yeah.
That is the thing. All right. I'll show you some of this good.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, let's get it.
He was trying to find it, like where was five on it, but they were playing Why You Treat Me So Bad. You know?
I think y'all know this. Take six to the face whenever I can. Don't need no crutch. I'm so keyed up till the joint be burning my hand. Next time I roll it in a hamper, some burn slow so the ashes won't be burning in my hand, bruh. Just hit it,
Yeah.
but they know they got a pitch and then
The
I
right,
roll
I'll
a
just bring it
joint
to the
that's longer
better.
than your extension. Cause I'll be damned if you can hire off me for free. Hell no, you better bring your own shit, G. What's up, ladies? See that? Better pass the joints. Cause you know you got asthma. Crack the phone me open, homie. It goes only cause I know the weed in my system is getting on me. I gotta take a piss test to my PO. I know I feel cause I done smoked major weed, bro. And every time we did, this nigga rolling never fat. Y'all know that shit? I got my on it. Let's
Man,
go, let's get on.
So yeah, that was fun, right?
that's a lot of fun.
So yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that's a lot
Mhm.
of fun. Oh my
But
God.
it was like grown folks, like it was a good vibe, good crowd, everyone. And it was a surprise. He didn't know, but he was,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. That was cool. That was cool. Yeah, I would have had a great night.
Oh yeah, you would have. You would have. It was like great music, and Mississippi was in the house.
I might have had some drinks.
Yes, you should have some in a situation like
I
that
might
to
have had
rub
some
off.
drinks. I don't drink a lot, but I might have had a Captain Morgan or two on that
There you
occasion.
go. Yes.
Had to get it
You have to, when
cracking.
you're in a safe crowd, like, and it's cool and everybody's vibing. Oh, I'm crying. Sorry,
Well,
I'm
yeah.
not. Yeah. So that was fun. We'd
Well,
be blessed.
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I gotta move out there. I gotta be neighbors with y'all. Y'all rolling like that.
See? Yeah, and we have our own little parties out on the patio and stuff. Yeah. LA is so done. Over
All
LA.
right. So, what you got on deck today? Anything? Or you want me to go?
I do actually. I've been wanting to show this to you for a minute because I know that you, sir, are a meat eater.
Yes,
And we
I
have
am a
some,
carnivore.
yeah.
Yes.
And so let me ask you this.
I
Do
think there's
you,
something for the all meat diet. I'm like, yeah, well, I ain't even mad at you for doing that.
mhm. Okay, so do you hunt?
I hear that it cures all kinds of stuff, the all meat diet, but
Do you hunt?
no, I wish.
Really? I don't
Yeah,
even know how to talk to people like you. I can't imagine killing an animal at all.
I
So
can. I can imagine eating it.
yeah, I know. Okay, so
Well,
but you don't,
have you seen the little things where they hook up the nodes to the flowers and plants and stuff, and they get sounds and frequencies and all that off of them? You know about how flowers emit a certain frequency, but when and bees emit a certain frequency, and when a bee
Mhm.
lands on a flower, the frequencies cancel each other out, and that's how other bees know not to land on that flower and stuff like that. So,
Oh, I don't
um,
know that part, but I know what you're talking about.
okay, so everything is alive. It just
Yeah.
at a different state of motion.
Mhm.
So that's just how I look at it.
Okay, but I don't kill anything that's alive usually. I try not to.
No, everything is alive. You
I
have to eat,
understand.
for some reason in this matrix, you have to eat life to sustain life. It is what it is. So if you're not eating animal life, you're eating plant life.
I feel like the plants are sustainable though.
Well,
Like they grow.
again, but it's not, but they feel, we know that. We know plants get happy. Your
Right,
plants get happy when you come home.
right. And I do.
Your
I talk
house
to.
plants
I
literally
know
get
that.
happy
I
when you
know
come
that. I
home.
talk to all my plants, and
Yeah.
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 Um,
So we know that they're alive.
okay.
We
Well,
know that
that's.
they feel.
Let me tell you this.
I mean, I say thank you to my lettuce when I cut it. I'm
Me too.
serious.
I think, yeah, when I cut my lemons and yeah, me too. So, and the funny thing is that that's not even what this is about because it's not about that part. I was
Uh-huh.
wondering, do you eat fast food?
No.
Okay.
Well, I won't say no. I won't say never, but it is not part
Mhm.
of my, usual, not usually.
Okay. Well, you'll
I went to
probably,
go see a friend at the hospital yesterday, and I took him Wendy's, and I had some chicken nuggets yesterday. So like
uh,
that's right in my head or whatever. But look,
mm,
he's an old guy, and he's not up on stuff like everything, and he's in the hospital. So I'm not trying to be like bringing in vegetables. You know what I'm saying, right?
I don't
I
know.
mean,
A good vegetable cooked well. I've
well,
taken,
okay, listen, that's not really the point. The point is,
yeah,
I was just taking care of my friend
I
at the hospital,
understand. I
right?
understand.
But
He's,
anyway, I got him what he likes, not necessarily what I like. So I did have some French fries yesterday and some chicken nuggets. But before then, I couldn't tell you when the last time I had it was. So I don't eat fast food on a regular occasion, but
mhm,
there are times when I will, I think everything in moderation is probably good. I try to stay away from the fast food hamburgers though, because I don't want to be eating people.
right. There you go. Stop reading my
But the
screen.
truth is,
Stop
it
reading
could
my
be, but the truth is, it maybe it's in the fast food, but maybe it's in the hamburger I buy for home too. So I don't really know about like, you can't really tell. You don't know.
Okay, so this is more about fast food and anybody watching who doesn't have this information. It's just something to think about. I think it's relevant. I could be
On the
wrong, but
news, I've put on two people now that have found teeth in their McDonald's food.
that is so. I saw a woman who was in real time. Her daughter was chewing a chicken nugget and there was a tooth in it, and it wasn't her tooth, and that's disgusting.
Yeah.
So let's listen to this, guys. Just a little math for the
And
morning.
I don't think chicken teeth would last through the grinding process.
I don't think chickens have teeth. I think they
They
have a
don't.
beak.
They don't have teeth.
Okay, let's listen to him.
Just it was a heat check. That's all.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You know what time it is. Y'all still feeding this stuff to y'all's kids? Tell me how McDonald's serves 7 million burgers a day. That's 2.5 billion burgers a year. Let's do the math here. If there's only 1 billion cows in the world, and 300 million of those are in India where they have laws where you can't kill them, they don't eat them, I'm trying to do the math, and the math just ain't mathing here. Where are they getting the cows from? Where are they getting their meat from? Something just don't make sense to me. I don't know. I know what does make sense though, the math. And if the math ain't mathing, we ain't eating it.
Yeah,
So
I don't
there's
like
that.
when people sometimes people get on TikTok and proclaim their stupidity for the world to see. Uh
Hmm.
but he obviously doesn't know how many freaking hamburgers you get from a
Well,
cow.
that's not true. Actually, we have that information. I have that information as well. I just don't have it
Okay.
right
Yeah, you're gonna have to
here.
show it to me
Um,
because you get a
the map.
lot of
Yeah, I got
hamburgers
it.
from the cow.
Yeah, I thought that that was. I had that. That actually somebody stitched his, and they had all the math laid out, and I thought that that was it. That would be my bad. But I don't know if I can. I have to stop. I think, or you let me know. Okay. Shit, where's?
Well, just find it, But
Yeah.
yeah, I
So I have other,
imagine.
but okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I imagine. I saw someone else saying like, where's all the feed to feed all these cows? They were saying we have all these cows, and where's the food coming from for all these cows?
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
I yeah, I'm not with that one.
What do you
grass
mean?
grows, grass and bushes and trees and stuff. That shit grows. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you, but you don't see fields of cows. Like when we drive on the when we drive from LA to the Bay and there's these cattle ranch the for meat ranches, a
Mhm.
cattle ranch. I don't know if that's the terminology for meat, but they have them like slave ship packed, like under
No, I've
this
seen
like.
that, but they have to feed the cows. They're bringing stuff
Oh,
in, or
absolutely. I just
somebody
think that they
else.
just throw
It's
whatever. I
probably
don't
like, the corn farmer, the leftover stalks from the corn and stuff like that after I don't know where they're getting it from, but
Okay, that would be a
listen,
lot leftover corn
what I'm
probably,
saying is
but
there's a
I'm
lot
sure.
of agriculture that goes on in a lot of places that we don't even know about. And there's a lot of
Mhm.
farming that goes on too. So, and then you get a lot of burgers from a cow. You get a gang of burgers from a cow.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at the math right
And
now,
they
but
throwing everything into that ground beef also. So it's like, I mean, they're throwing in, whatever they can't use and grinding it up and saying, okay, this is ground beef, and it's correct.
I'm
Yeah,
not going to try to.
yeah, cows are constantly being slaughtered and processed and grown and raised, and it's an industry. I don't understand the industry perfectly or anything, but uh, I mean, it's been going on for like since the beginning, since they were herding sheep
Not
back in the
at such
day.
massive, not this massive. I mean, with it, consumption in Americans, it's
Listen, I understand. It's like, where did the chicken wings come from? Like, we got all these chicken
exactly.
wings. Everybody's selling wings. What about the rest of the chicken? Where did the rest of the chicken go? But I guarantee,
Furthermore, when there was a egg shortage, why was there not a chicken shortage? That doesn't make sense. That's bad math. Like that doesn't make sense.
because
Um,
egg-laying chickens and eating chickens are not the same.
my understanding. Oh, I got it. Here, look.
Oh my
It
good
says,
Lord. Tell 'em drink some.
McDonald's feeds
Some for me
6.8 million people a day.
overdose. They know
There are
I'm
only 1.4 billion cows in the world. Take into consideration that restaurants and stores have to use beef globally. It's mathematically impossible for McDonald's to sell you 100% beef. They also have over 10,000 contracts with hospitals. I have to look into that, but that's crazy.
Yeah,
I
that is
guess this,
crazy.
oops,
That's it.
wait,
That's an
sorry.
interesting statistic, but I don't know if the
That's
contract is to sell food or to
or
anything more
to
more
fix what they
nefarious,
broke
right?
or whatever. Okay, but here, this is another one I wanted to show.
Now, after a year and 3 weeks, it is now time to say goodbye to the Big Mac. I bought
You
it
got
on
any
the
volume
2nd
on
of
your end?
February
Because I can't hear it.
2023, and
Oh, you
it's now the
can't.
23rd of February 2024, and there is no sign of mold. But
She said that it's been a year and some since she looked at this Big Mac that she had.
Okay.
before I chuck the Big Mac, I'm going to start the second half of this experiment, and that is, as you can see, the lettuce after a year is still green. So I'm going to pull the lettuce off. As you can see, very much still green. And if you can you see the shine on my gloves? There's still some kind of moisture in it. It's not dried out. You can see the green on this piece of paper. And let me see if I can get some color. I don't know if you can see. This is a
I get it.
lettuce that
So
is an actual year old.
why does the burger still look like that after a year?
Yeah, well, we've seen that lots of times. I
Well,
mean, I don't
some
eat
people may not.
McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat that stuff really. You know what
I'm
I'm
not
saying?
talking to you specifically. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying is I was saying like the people that may not have this information, if you're going to eat meat, you may want to go to someplace, a halal butcher or something like that. Um, because McDonald's is not necessarily serving meat. I don't I mean they might be serving meat, but I don't believe that it's cow meat, which I have one last video to share, which I'm sure oh God, I can't do it like that though. Which I'm sure you've probably seen, but I don't know if everybody has. And it speaks to things I have heard from you, in fact. I believe there was a rabbi that spoke to what I'm about to play right here, right now, which should also help with the fast food addictions that people need to get rid of. I feel very strongly about this.
Y'all want to hear some shit to really blow y'all's mind this morning? So, as a side hustle, I did graves and graveyards and cemeteries across Bowling Green and surrounding counties. Something didn't set right with me today. As I was digging, the guy that's the director of the graveyard walked up to me and he was like, "We need to lift that casket up to get it even." So we put it on the tally and brought it back up. When we brought it back up, it come off even in a way, but it was crooked in the corner. So he's like, "We got to lift it." So I lifted it, me and him together. But the weirdest thing was, it was really light. Like, extremely light. Like, and I'm not a big dude. So I was like, I told him, I was like, why is that so light? He was like, "Don't ask questions that you ain't ready for." Y'all, I'm freaked out. What are they doing with these bodies? Y'all want to hear some shit to really blow?
So that's just a little Friday controversy.
Yeah, I
Um,
actually have that clip saved
yeah.
somewhere. Um, but it's just so much insinuation that I'm like
Well, here's the
I
thing.
don't know. I don't like there's just not enough information in that clip for me to make any assumption or conclusion about anything. It's just there's just not
Under
enough. But I mean I have that
right.
clip because I say it like this. I believe his testimony,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not enough for me to
Okay,
to
so what I
jump
was
to any
talking about.
conclusions or anything like that.
So there's two clips that one of them you showed, and it was there was a rabbi saying that they take
Rabbi
babies' bodies,
Finkelstein. Yeah.
yeah, and they give it to McDonald's and the fast food chains. That's not the first time that I've heard it at all. I don't know if
I
you know
don't
that.
think that if they got their meat, they would be getting it from they would have to dig up graves to get it. I think that's kind of weird.
I don't think the bodies ever get buried. So the thing is that this is the thing. There's what happened was the comments under his that video went crazy when the first time he posted it, and there were people from every corner of the globe saying that they just started talking about the cemeteries, how there were never new cemeteries built, and they've never seen a new cemetery. Where are all the bodies going? There's a case, I believe, down south, I don't know where people they did dig up the cemetery and the bodies weren't there, and they're like, where are our loved ones? There's just a lot of questions, I'll say. And I wouldn't put it past the people in charge. I definitely would not.
I'm just not making the jump to them putting that into McDonald's at the moment.
Okay.
I do believe that they could get lots of. I think it would be better for them to get bodies from the hospitals than it would be to get them from the graveyards.
I
That
don't
would
think they
be
get them
more
from the
sense.
graveyard. I just don't think they ever get buried. I think
Uh,
a lot of them
I
are
don't
empty.
know. I don't know if it's people in McDonald's food, but the thing is, it wouldn't just be McDonald's.
That sounds so crazy, but it's
I know,
actually
right? The
that
thing is,
full.
it wouldn't just be McDonald's. It would be Wendy's. It would be what you buy at the store. It would be everything,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
And
I mean,
you know how they're putting mRNA in everything. They're putting that in the lettuce and putting that in the meats and vaccinating the fish and everything like that. So, you know,
and then
if that is what it is, there's, uh, I mean, what are you gonna do?
not eat it.
Not eat what? Ground meat?
Not eat the meat. Yeah, well, definitely not fast food. Besides that, the fact, even if it's not human meat, it's bad food. It's bad food. You can take it apart and look at it and see that it's not, it shouldn't it shouldn't stay fresh or fresh for a year. The lettuce shouldn't still be green. It needs to mold. It needs to
Trying
melt.
to understand how to approach this right now because part of me feels like um, this is stuff that everybody knows already. But if we're talking to people that don't know,
Mhm.
like, how would you start this conversation with them? I mean, you
Um,
wouldn't be able to start, like, what I'm saying is, like, you wouldn't be able to start with anything that you showed me because I'm like, that's not, it's all like spooky insinuation, right?
well, okay.
What like for me, like,
The whole
okay,
point is
so
for people to have
this would be evidence for me. I'll show you. I would say it like this. I would say like there are definitely rumors of McDonald's using human meat,
Mhm.
and this is a true thing, right? And I've seen a lot of graphics on it, and this, that, and the other. There's this old video from a guy named Rabbi Abe Finkelstein. I think that's his name, and he's very crude about it. And he says, you know, we chop up the kids and we give it to you, and you know, you don't know any different, and
I
uh,
have that.
we use them in our ceremonies and this, that, and the other. He says, like, he kind of spells it out.
Yeah.
So if you take his testimony to mean anything, then that's happening. I have not seen anything like as far as like personal connections between uh you know, McDonald's and I mean, I don't even know if they source their beef. Like maybe they don't even get their beef. I don't know that McDonald's has their own beef production, you know, or are they sourcing it from local farms? These are things that I don't know enough of to like really get behind a conspiracy quite like this, or like this quite full-throatedly. But this I think is evidence of something, but I don't know what it's
I mean,
evidence of.
right before you play, I just want to say this, that I'm not behind any one way of thinking. I'm saying there's enough evidence as far as I'm concerned, even from the little bit that I just played, to spark
The
discernment
doubts.
and to
Like you
think
see,
twice.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
And the
yeah.
teeth. See, there's enough. There's enough. Personally, like it's good.
Well, the vast majority of people eat McDonald's with literally no problem at all. So that's what they have no problems
Well,
at
what do
all.
you mean no problem? There's
They
obesity,
like it, they
diabetes.
eat it, they enjoy it, they're happy with
Right, of
their
course.
purchase.
They spend more money, I'm convinced. I don't have proof of this, but I'm convinced they spend more money trying making bad stuff taste good than they do making good stuff better.
What do you mean?
They put a lot of science into making those substances taste very, very good and be addictive. Just like sugar, like Big Macs are delicious. They taste great. They shouldn't. They shouldn't because it's not
Okay,
good
but
food.
sugar is a natural product, so it's not like they put science into
Refined
sugar.
sugar. Well,
Huh?
the I'm sorry, refined sugar and the addiction. I mean, that's a whole nother
Yeah,
thing.
that's an
But
entirely
sugar
different thing than
in
sugar addiction.
everything. I
So
mean, sugar is
what I'm
it's
saying is,
addictive and
okay,
they put everything is
okay,
my
so
point.
listen. The same way that everybody knows that candy bars aren't good for you and you shouldn't eat them all the time, but you still enjoy one on occasion, is the way that most people approach McDonald's. They know it's not good for you to be eating all the time, but every once in a while, and a lot of people enjoy it. It is what it is. I mean, it's an enjoyable
I mean, you
experience
can
for
say
a lot of
that
people.
we're in California, and in California, yeah, there's the consciousness around good health and fast food is a little different. But according to if you look at the numbers of how many they're selling, how many burgers they sell a day, people are not approaching this like a one, like a once in a while thing. People go to McDonald's. Some people go to McDonald's every single night and feed it to their kids
Yeah,
every
I
single
don't
night.
know that
There's
I don't know that.
McDonald's.
Okay, so listen, I don't know that that's the I, I I'm making too many assumptions to get there. I don't need to make all those assumptions to get there. This, like I said, like I said is evidence. This is the second one that I've shown like this.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
want you to know I'm at work, but I went to McDonald's, right? Went to McDonald's, and I wanted to get a sausage McGriddle and a large orange juice. I don't ever eat McDonald's because it messes with my stomach. I've heard the rumors, but I was like, you know what? I need something cheap, something quick. I gotta go into work.
See, she said exactly what I was saying. Like I never eat McDonald's, but like you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
I heard it
Right,
too.
I got to get to work, I got to do this, and so I'm just going to grab something. And I think that's how a lot of people fuck with McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? If you're at lunch and you're out somewhere and you just got to get something, okay, fine. And you don't go home feeling immediately bad, and unless you're like supersize me and eating this stuff all the time, you're not necessarily gaining a lot of weight from it. So it's not something where the danger is what is the word I'm looking for? The danger is not in your face,
Yeah,
you
right.
know? Anyway,
Until you bite into a tooth. But go ahead.
Right? This is as far as I got. A couple bites. And I feel something in my mouth. And I'm thinking, oh fuck, did I chip my tooth? So I'm feeling around. Nope, not me. What's this? It's a fucking tooth. That's a goddamn tooth
So nasty.
in my
Like,
food. And like I said, I already checked my mouth. It's not me. Like, it's hard. It's sharp. I know I don't have any gloves on or anything. I don't have gloves, but
doesn't have
the
gloves.
whole fucking tooth. Hold on. Tell me I'm tripping. Don't mind the calluses on my hands. I clean houses for a living. Tell me that's not a tooth. Oh, come on, focus. That's a fucking tooth. This is what they're feeding us in America. This right here. Human pieces in our food. Boycott. Ban them.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's so nasty.
yeah, so I look at that as evidence of, something
I
happening
mean,
there, right?
it
But I don't make
it
the
could be
leap
a hook and it
automatically
could
to
be a
them
tooth on it.
stealing cadavers and putting them in the food. I don't make that jump.
I don't think they're
There's
stealing.
right. I know that there's evidence, or yeah, there's evidence of it, but there's not proof of it, if that makes any sense.
Okay,
So, so
go ahead.
Rabbi Finkelstein's testimony is evidence, but it's not necessarily proof.
And the Hampstead children, you remember them? Do you
Uh,
remember the Hampstead children? The child abuse case in Hampstead, what is that, Germany? And the kids, in their testimony, they said that the adults kill babies and then they give it to McDonald's and stuff like that. And yeah, so there's that.
It sounds like something I might have seen, but I don't, it's like sounds familiar, but I don't know if I don't know if I remember that. I don't know.
So
It
rough.
sounds familiar, but I don't know. I can't, I don't know if I saw that. It sounds familiar.
I
How it
mean, it's
is.
a rough list.
You see so many things over the course of your your research, you know what I mean? So you find a lot of stuff. And the interesting stuff I keep. So I don't actually have that. If I did, I'd play it.
I mean, I do, but I went through it and it's a rough listen, number one. Number two, it is to get to that part, you got to go through a whole lot of stuff. So I think we'll save that for another
What do you mean to get to that
episode.
part? No, I mean, if
To
I
get
had
to the
that part, that's what I'm talking about. I would play it. I
Oh
would just
yeah,
play a clip. I
no.
wouldn't play like the. It wouldn't be like documentary time.
No, well, oh, okay. This is not good.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
I think it's okay. No, not okay, but I believe that McDonald's is going bankrupt. Have you heard about that?
No, tell me. That's wonderful news.
Why is that wonderful news?
Because I hate McDonald's and they do not they're not a good company that they don't do good things in the world. They don't feed good food to people. I mean, that's wonderful. I understand it's an American corporation or whatever, but we could do without it. I don't care. I don't like McDonald's at all. I feel very strongly about this, I said. Don
I,
Julio.
no, I understand that you feel strongly about it, but
Mhm.
I'm just trying to understand. McDonald's, if McDonald's does what it claims to do and it's supposed to do, it's great. I mean, I don't see the
Like
problem.
what and what do they claim to do and what they're supposed to do? Feed
They give you
American.
fast food.
That's just not
Right. I
okay.
mean, I
So
wouldn't
they're
necessarily wish for the fall of McDonald's.
I
I would wish for the purity of the food over the fall of
right,
McDonald's.
right. But that's, I mean, they've had how many years have they been in
I don't, yeah, but again,
in
you're assuming way too much.
it?
And you're talking like it's
Oh no, I'm
definitely
not assuming this is
true,
a personal preference. I know, I mean, we know definitively that McDonald's isn't good for you. They don't make any
but nobody thinks McDonald's is good for them.
okay.
Like nobody
Okay.
thinks that,
I think that I definitely
nobody
believe
thinks a hamburger is health food.
okay. I didn't say that they thought it was health food, but they
Right. So
definitely
they know it's not good for you, right? Everybody knows this, but
I
that's not
still
really the point. We know Doritos aren't good for you, but we eat them anyway.
I do not eat them.
I said we as in
And
people.
we don't eat them. I mean, and that's what I'm trying to kind of inspire. Like there, it's not worth it. Bad stuff. Bad.
You're
There's
trying to tell people
chemicals.
they shouldn't be doing it. Well, I
I'm
don't,
trying to just give people some insights on why some people don't.
I am here to tell you that as we go through this process, we are scorching them out militarily, and that is going to only get more intense. We are scorching them out financially. We are starving them out economically. We are obliterating them in the narrative space. We are eviscerating their lies. We are discovering the connections that they've hidden for decades in days. We are inevitable. And I am here to tell you that even though it's under wraps and even though it's still behind the scenes, McDonald's has gone belly up.
Okay, just I'm not saying this is true. This is just what
Right.
I heard. So I'm putting this out, right?
When was this? Can you give
Yeah,
that? When
I'm
did you
not
get
saying any of this is true. I'm just saying this is what I heard, so I'm playing it for you, so now you know it too. All right.
And they don't know what they're going to do just yet. I don't have any more information about what that's going to bring. I can infer with my Anon brain that considering the involvement with McDonald's, just the amount of influence and space and presence that that organization has,
You see the date at the bottom?
I can't imagine that it's going to take very long at all for
See the date here
those
at the
effects
top?
to be seen. I have it confirmed, at least from an individual in my
Published.
sphere who I crossed paths with, just a stranger who I crossed paths with, that there is something janky going on with the
Dang.
payrolling with that particular organization. I believe the two are connected.
They didn't go down though since October 20. 22 when that was published.
He didn't say they were
And
run down. He said they were bankrupt. Totally different things.
well, okay, well, there's that's a it's a whole thing, but I'm looking at their largest shareholders and such, and it's just the usual suspects, and I just don't trust. I'm just going to state for the record that I don't trust the shareholders. I don't trust the corporation itself. I don't trust the meat. I don't trust the nuggets. I don't trust anything from these people that have shown us nothing but dislike and that they don't like us, basically. So I'm not going to eat their food ever.
Yeah,
Not even their
I don't
fries are
include
all bad.
McDonald's in the hierarchy of world leaders that seek to subjugate humanity.
Why? If it's BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, those are the largest shareholders.
Right.
They're
I
and
think that most of these things are companies. They're not evil. They do
okay.
bad things. They do evil
They,
things, but they are not in themselves evil. I
but the
don't hate
company,
McDonald's, right?
right? But the people, but why McDonald's doesn't it's not its own entity without the people. Without the people, it's just nothing. What do you
Without what
mean?
people?
You're saying that you don't hate the people. I mean, you don't hate the company. What is the company without BlackRock, Vanguard, State?
A company is an idea. A company is not a real thing. A company is right. It's yeah, it's an idea. It's a concept. It's not a real thing. A person is a real thing. A McDonald's location, that's a real place, a real thing. A company is not. A company is a concept.
Okay. Well,
So there are
I'm
people
gonna burn
within
it
a
down and start
company.
over. McDonald's has to go as far as I'm concerned, but
Yeah, okay. Well, you're entitled. I ain't gonna tell you how to feel.
right, there you go.
But yeah, I was just trying to articulate, how I felt about it. And like how I feel about it is McDonald's in itself, if it did good things, it would do good things, right? So I don't know how much of what it does that's good and how much of what it does that's bad. I'm not doing deep dives into McDonald's in that way. For my personal life, I try not to eat a lot of processed foods. I try not to eat a lot of fast foods. I don't think they're healthy. So in my personal life, that's how I rock. But people gonna folks gonna be folks.
I guess I was while you were speaking, I was looking at the lawsuits brought against them just to see if they're showing any signs of
Okay,
being a
so
good company, and I'm stand by my stance. I stand by my opinion on them. That's all I'll say.
yeah,
Hmm?
I think yeah, I just think you have to flesh that out a little bit more. You know,
My opinion.
yeah,
Definitely don't have to flesh out an opinion, but I understand what you're saying as far as evidence.
yeah. I mean, I have to know. I can't just I'm not just gonna make assumptions that all this is going on because this is a narrative, just like all that Q stuff. Just like
Well, you don't,
people
right?
feed narratives for their own particular reasons, and I don't. I saw the tooth of the McDonald's food.
I've seen
Yeah,
many teeth, like that's happened several times.
yeah.
But
So I saw that, and I don't
here's the
like.
thing: the reason, okay, I know, I think that people should be inspired to wake their discernment and for them to go and do their own research if this is something that resonates with them. However, the reason why I don't have all the information just at the top of my brain and at the tip of my tongue is because I've already made my decision, and
I
it's
should
not
just be
really
like,
my.
y'all, McDonald's is nasty. They be putting people in
Well,
their
I'm not doing that.
food.
I didn't say
Look, they
that.
be putting people
I
in their
didn't say
food.
that. I
I
didn't say
got
that.
too
I
many
didn't say that. I
videos
didn't say that.
of teeth in
I didn't
people's
say that.
McDonald's food. So
I
you
didn't say
know
that.
what?
Every time I
McDonald's is
try to give you some
nasty.
more information, you
Plus,
shut it down. So,
no,
so that's
I haven't shut
definitely not
anything
me.
down. I have not
Well,
shut anything.
I'm
When
telling.
did I
Yes, you
shut anything?
have. As soon as I start talking about the lawsuits, you're like, so.
Yeah, because we're moving on to a different subject.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
we're not here to do
I feel
research.
good. I feel good. It's good. Let's go.
Yeah, we're not doing research here. We're about to move
I
on.
was going to present that. Well, no, I'm always going to do research on the fly if I don't have the information at the top of my head. Like what? Because I don't
Yeah,
care enough
no,
about
well, you're not
that.
gonna. No, you're going
I've
to
already made a
eventually.
very wise decision, the only decision that should be made against such a
No,
corporation.
eventually, what you're going to do is have all your research done before you open your mouth.
We'll see. We'll see.
Hopefully,
We'll
that's
see.
the level that we're trying
We'll
to
see.
get to, right? We're trying to be
We'll
good
see.
at this,
We'll see.
right?
We'll see. We'll
We're not
see.
trying to
I was
we're not
messing.
trying to look up evidence to support our theories on the fly. right? We're trying to
Well,
get good at
sometimes
this.
you have to, and I will do that every time, 1,000%. If I
I'm
need
not saying
information
not to
and I
look
don't
up,
have it,
minor facts, but looking up the research into you know, come on. I mean, that's doing too much.
definitely gonna do it.
Yeah, do it. And when you have your findings, then you present them.
Word.
Right. But yeah,
We'll
that's not
see.
what we're doing. Huh? What I mean, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't like I can't with the telling me what to do. I just am not built like that. But we'll see. I mean, I
I'm
already
not
told you
telling
that
you what to do. I'm telling you this is that's how
I
it
got it
works.
though. I'm the one that said it to you. I said I didn't have my shit together. We already went through this. It's on tape. Like we're good. We clear. Thousand
No,
percent
all right,
clear.
listen. I'm not attacking you. I'm sorry that you feel that way. Let's just move on then. Okay, so I think that I'm not sure how to approach this because I was going to approach it in one way, and I was going to say I think the Wu-Tang Clan is one of the most aware, awake hip hop. Like I've never seen people talk and say the kind of things that these guys say in the Wu-Tang Clan. And then I have another way of looking at it, and I'm like, okay, so did the Wu-Tang Clan sell out? Because they know a lot of stuff, and they're not really
Still
pushing
allowed
the
to
stuff that
talk.
they know anymore. All right. So the reason that I came across that is because I came across this video of Method Man, and well, before we do the Method Man, okay, so Method Man put me in. Okay, so let's start with this old interview from ODB,
I was
right?
gonna say you got to start with them.
Now we could do a lot of different things that ODB said that was really, really on point, right? But we'll just start with this one right here. I'll show you.
Mhm.
So this is ODB on Howard Stern when he said that he was not black. Check it out.
My name is ODB. I'm here down with Howard Stern, and we down with this together.
So Old Dirty Bastard is the man of the hour because he went up and grabbed the microphone defiantly. Nobody tells him what to do. Old Dirty Bastard, how are you, man?
Howard Stern, how are you?
What's happening, man?
I just want to let you know, out of anybody in the world, you are very, 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 very unique.
Real, thank you.
I love your show.
Yeah, I like that you find me unique. May I call you Mr. Bastard? 'Cause
Please
it's
call
very
me
funny
that.
to me. I like
Mr.
it.
Bastard.
Well, the 1010 Wins was calling him Mr. Bastard.
Well, the New York Times is famous for that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yes, so, yes.
Yeah, let me ask you, were you drunk or high on pot or something when you did this?
Oh, no, I'm always sober.
Right, you've been sober now for how long?
For a while.
What was that, like 6 months?
Yeah.
Is that really true?
Yeah.
You're telling me you're not on anything?
No, I'm not.
I would have sworn you
Not
were.
at all.
Really? You look like
Really?
Not at all.
you look like you were chilling with some rum and coke.
I could have I see last night when that happened, I said, whoa, is he high?
Really?
Ooh. Well, no, not at all.
Now this reminds me of the narrative that they gave about John Belushi. Bill Murray was on Joe Rogan, and
Yeah, I didn't
and
watch it. Tell me.
and Joe Rogan, well, Bill Murray said basically he read 5 pages of the John Belushi book and said, "Oh my God, they framed Nixon."
Mm,
Okay,
I
the
know.
guy that
That's what I
right,
did.
the,
Okay.
the
But when
guy
was
that
that?
wrote the John Belushi book was also, I think his name is Bob Woodward, um, and he
Mhm.
was involved in reporting on Watergate too. And Bill Murray was saying that John Belushi was a lightweight. He a couple of drinks and he was tossed, and they
Oh,
had portrayed him to be this
drug.
over indulgent, this druggy, they made him seem like this. And he said he read 5 pages into that and said, "Ooh, they lied about Watergate." So that's a crazy connection to make. But
Yeah, that is crazy. That's some shit
I'm
I would
s-
do.
right. Well, I'm
Right.
saying that to say that, here he seems sober, and I don't know if the reports about him being as out there are real reports, or if that's what they do to, smear a celebrity and take him down or whatever. But he's saying that he was sober at this point. So there's that.
Correct. Wait, I want to say one thing too. The incident that they're referring to, are you clear on what that is?
What do you mean?
They keep saying we were wondering if you were high during that when you did that, when you did, they're talking about grabbing the mic.
Oh, when he
No?
grabbed, yeah, I know what incident they're talking about. Yeah.
Please calm down. The music and everything. It's nice that I went and bought me an outfit today that costed a lot of money today. You know what I mean? Because I figured that Wu-Tang was going to win. I don't know how y'all see it, but when it comes to the children, Wu-Tang is for the children. We teach the children. You know what I mean? Puppy is good, but Wu-Tang is the best. Okay? I want y'all to know that this is ODB and I love you all. Peace.
And I forget what his message was, but it was something about kids. And he said, Diddy got millions, but Wu-Tang loved the kids. Something like that. It was
Wu-Tang
something
is for the
along the
kid.
line. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wu-Tang is for kids because he had saved the life of a kid earlier that day. That's a trip to me, the parallels. I just wanted to put some
Yeah.
context to what they were talking about. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
interesting.
I only drink water. That's the only thing I drink.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you had a drinking problem for a while or something?
Well, it wasn't really. It's just the Indians don't really get too along with the firewater. The Indians don't really get too along with the firewater, and you know.
Are you an Indian?
Yes.
Are you an Indian?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I thought you were a black guy. Oh, really?
Oh,
I thought you were a black guy.
Hey.
You're Indian?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be
What kind
kidding
of
me.
Indian?
Hey.
You're Indian?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be
What kind
kidding
of
me.
Indian are you?
Like Tonto Indian?
Shinnecock Indian.
Really? You're a Shinnecock?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know you're a Shinnecock.
You could have fooled me.
That's the kind I am.
Hey.
So you should be Big Chief Bastard, not
I was
older.
gonna say, his family was here when Columbus landed. His family was here when Columbus landed, huh?
Is that right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So you are not a black man, you're an Indian.
I'm an Indian.
So you are not a black man, you're an Indian.
I'm an Indian.
So you are not a black man, you're an Indian.
Yeah. I don't know what's with the remix version, but you know,
Because they're trying, yeah.
I think you get the point. Yeah. So he knows what Robin doesn't know. And it's funny. Let me see if I could get a picture of Robin. Look at
His
his
family
face
was here when
and look at her. Like she looked just like him, right?
But she's African American.
No, she's not. Well, she's not, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was this guy I saw, and the way he said it was very impressive. He said, World War I began when Columbus hit the shores of the Americas, and it ended in 1776 after all these different European countries, you know, France and all the Spain and everybody else were attacking the Americas for that period of time, and finally they won in 1776. And Black folks are the original Native Americans. It's so weird to me that people can see that there are Asian people that are Chinese and Asian people that are Japanese, and they're totally different. But when they see Black people, all they can think of is
All
Africa.
the same, yeah.
Right.
Africa. I've literally never been to Africa, and it's a little sus that Africa never came looking for us. If they went and took all the people, like all these people, you'd think they'd come looking.
Right.
I mean, there's just a lot.
So
Yeah. So
ODB was
I love
he's ahead of the game on that, and that was years ago that he knew that stuff. I learned it years ago. Probably at the time that he was saying it, I'm not sure that I knew it,
hmm I
but
didn't.
you know, around that time is when I was learning this kind of stuff too.
Right.
That all African Americans, I mean, all Black people ain't from Africa,
Right.
right? There's different kinds. We got different kinds. So the point that I'm trying to make is that ODB is he's hanging with his homies. So these are discussions that they've all had. These are discussions. This is what you talk about with your homies. You know what I'm saying? This is this kind of stuff. So this is the stuff that they know. All right.
Yep.
Now, oh man,
Woo,
I actually did lose one. So give me a second. So I found this video from Method Man from basically way back in the same time period around, you know, and he's doing a very similar type of interview where he is breaking down the world and the things and how they work and what's really going on.
Mhm.
And again, he is so ahead of his time with what he's saying that it begs the question, is the Wu-Tang Clan one of the most aware hip hop bands that really understand what's going on in the world? Are they awake? Or are they selling out by not talking about this stuff and putting other people up on game?
That is the question. Sorry, man.
All right, so check him out.
Yes.
Word up, today's youth is crazy angry and they're learning faster. And America is scared to death of that shit. They gonna blow us up before they let us come into power. You can believe that shit. All that shit's gonna burn. All of it.
So you believe in some kind of Armageddon?
Yeah, most definitely. We in the last times and days right now. The Illuminati's in effect. See, the Illuminati ain't nothing but like it's gonna be a second Great Depression out here in America. Except this time, corporate America's prepared themselves for it. Meaning when it hits, their money is gonna be safe. As far as the rest of us that don't own our own businesses and things of that nature, so we're gonna be killing each other in the streets, man. Mad Max and Beyond Terror Dome and all that, it's gonna be on, man. And they're gonna have to blow us up, which is what they're gonna do. They're gonna inject us with these, they're gonna say it's like for everybody mandatory AIDS testing because AIDS is so widespread. They're gonna be giving them vaccines for it so they don't catch it off top like measles, mumps and stuff like that. But in all actuality, what they're doing is putting microchips in and your babies so they can keep tabs on where you're at. That's deep. That's deep. They're not even using money anymore as far as paper. It's going to be cards to show what status you are, how financially well off you are, or whatever. You know, what do you own, and it'll tell everything about you. Word. Welfare is gone. They're just going, funds for schooling, gone. Everything is they just throwing it all back. They're building, what they're trying to do now is just build their fortress for the bigger war, because they know too that we're in the last times and days. And America's done so much fucked up shit across seas that they know it's all got to come back to them. Everything goes around in a cipher, a complete 360-degree circle. And they done did so much fucked up shit overseas, it's got to come back here. We got people in America already rebelling against America, and they're Americans. The Aryan Nation, they blew up the Fed building. Killed all them babies and shit. They like, we don't care, white, black, whatever. I mean, if you're not with the movement, you gotta go. The weak must die. That's how they seeing it. Now you got these crazies over here, then you got people across seas, they see that. They like, hey, this is our chance to come over here and take everything. Japanese is buying up every corporation and all that. They're gonna have everybody in the mental slavery. Physical as well as physical. Word up. It's coming back.
And how do you react to this?
I can't, all I can do is build my own industry to make sure it don't affect me and my family. You know what I'm saying? Word, start now. Now is the best time. Word up. That's why when brothers say what time is it, the time is now. For real.
And then how far is the process of building your own industry? It's a never-ending process.
Yeah, it's infinite, man. That's gonna be infinite. Because as long as I eat, they gonna eat. As long as they eat, I'm gonna eat.
That shit is crazy.
That shit is crazy, right?
Very crazy.
I mean, he was up on that game.
Got there was like some semantics that was off, but everything else is dead.
Yeah. He was up on that game a long time ago. I wonder if he took the jab.
No, I hope not. I don't know. I mean,
I doubt it.
Back then he wouldn't have, is what I can say.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I hope not.
I doubt it. Listening to him talk right there, like you don't lose that info. Like, okay, once you know the truth, you never
right.
you don't go backwards, right? You don't unlearn stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
quieter, yeah.
But you will. I'd be hard pressed to hear him say anything remotely like that these days.
Right.
And I'm saying that I'm saying that this is a crew. So it's not like there's this one dude in the crew that knows stuff that nobody else knows.
Well, here's the thing. Are you familiar with Dr. Malachi Z. York?
What?
Dr. Malachi Z. York.
Not offhand.
Okay, because he was He's a controversial figure because he ultimately went down for pedophilia. I don't believe he did it. I'm gonna say that on the record because they put him away. They put him away. But he was speaking to Prodigy. He was speaking to Method Man. He was speaking to all the New York, like the New York rappers. He has hours and hours of speeches online. He wrote 360 books in his before he went to prison, which he went to prison in his 40s, maybe, and they gave him a 135-year sentence. And that's a whole nother thing. But the reason why I believe that West Coast versus East Coast, at least in that time period, we were on some NWA shit and they were on some to the East, my brother to the East stuff, is largely due to speaking to Malachi Z. York and his teachings. It was a very positive time for the East Coast in as far as hip hop is concerned. And he's speaking like him exactly. Like I feel like that is something that he learned because they had a really strong teacher. And that's
I
just
don't know if they ever met.
yeah.
I don't know if they ever shared information.
I believe they did. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna assume that he got it from that guy, and that's not the only source of this information. So
Correct. But he was hugely significant in that time period as far as
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure he was, but that's not really what I'm saying is that okay. So I guess I'm kind of asking, should they be talking about this more? Should this be more in the forefront,
Absolutely,
or is
especially
it
now. He should be like this.
or is it impossible to build your fortune like he's trying to do and take care of his family
Right.
if he talks
Yeah.
about it?
Correct.
Right? He's like, okay, this is the game. All right, so I'm gonna play the game.
But there's got to be a way, no?
I don't
I
know.
mean, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if you try to be Jesus, you're gonna get crucified
But then you're choosing,
to take
well,
care of your family.
yeah, I won't say that. That's, yeah,
I
I don't know.
mean,
It's
what
a
kind of
tough
choice is
choice.
that to me?
I mean, yeah, it's a tough choice. It's a horrible choice. But if nobody takes that stand, what do we do? I mean, where do we go? Like people that with a voice, somebody's got to say, you know,
I like the new Wu-Tang song a lot. They got a new joint
what
out.
is it? I don't even know what it's about. What is the
I forgot what
content?
it's called, but I like it. I like the video. The video was cool. It's animated video, kind of looked like black exploitation a little bit. Looked like a combination of black exploitation and anime. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
animated. The video was it animated? It might have been animated. I don't know. I remember I saw it a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, it was good. It was real good. But again, um, where are the groups that are talking like this? There's nobody that's going to do it because if you do it, you can't be on.
Exactly. Yeah. Dead Prez
So did
had
they
some.
sell out? Like, how do you look? How do I? I don't even know how to even look
I
at
don't
that.
know if it's selling out if you just don't talk about it, but
I know, right?
yeah,
How do you keep it
you're
in?
not actively exploiting your culture or the people.
I mean,
Um,
I would have expected like when they started locking everybody down and stuff to hear meth be like, I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? I was expecting to
right,
hear
right,
like,
right, right. As opposed to Run DMC, who had the whole song and dance to take the vax and juvenile vax that thing up.
right?
That's what I consider that selling out for the record.
Okay.
But with Wu-Tang not saying anything, I mean, what's their responsibility? They're celebrities. I mean,
No, I don't know. It's a good question. It's a good question. It's a great question. I don't know what their responsibility is.
it's a shame to see that kind of knowledge and presence on things that are so important today and have it not be in the public sphere today.
Again,
It's
we know
sad.
that's where hip hop was headed before it was hijacked.
Right,
Hip hop
exactly.
initially started out as almost a spiritual movement. It was a way for Black folks on different sides of the world to communicate what was going on in their hood. That's what it was,
Mhm.
and where we could take it if we got together and unified. And oh, they couldn't have that.
They want it. It
So
might be, it might be coming back a little bit. I don't know. And there's a lot of awareness, but it's not because of Method Man unless everybody's watching this old clip.
well, I mean, it's a trip what you can find when you dig up some old clips of some of these people. But yeah, I mean, but they know what it is, right? But at
Yeah,
the same time, Wu-Tang, even though they are a fan favorite, they're not selling the most records. They're not, getting the most promotion or
they
anything
have
like
their
that.
course. They have their core base. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
they probably don't have many new fans.
Well, they've diversified too. I mean, like they're doing movies and all kinds of stuff
Right.
and
Well,
production and all,
yeah.
so they're, look, ain't nobody touching the Wu-Tang Clan like that. Yeah, they've cemented their place in hip hop history and all that. Um, which also makes me wonder, like, okay, so you guys have cemented your place. Is it gonna ruin anything for you to talk about any of this stuff?
Well, yeah, I believe it would. I believe that they would start, I mean, there's dirt on anyone. They'd just start tarnishing their reputation and their legacy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's it's interesting and I don't know. I hope
So
that
can we
I
say
feel like
can we say that they're
our
awake?
they're quietly awake.
Yeah, I guess they are. You know what? If I When I say it
But
like
also
that,
think about it.
when I say it
Okay.
like that, then I like the way I was reading this initially, that they're one of the most awake bands
Mhm.
around right now, because that's what I'm doing. I'm not well, that's not really true. Nah, I'm I'm focused on handling my business, right? I'm not really focused on trying to change the world like that.
Mhm.
I'm focused on what I can, just doing what I can do. And I think that's actually a good route for most people, to not be worried about what everybody else is doing and just worry about what you can do the best that you can, and kind of be a good example.
Yeah, I do think that if you become a public figure and people support your public persona, that there can be a balance where you do your part socially because people are listening to you socially. I don't believe that it's my choice to say what somebody else should do. I believe that I
Yeah.
would do that, you know.
I mean, but like I said, if you go the Jesus route, you will be crucified. And we know
Mhm.
this firsthand from looking at look at what Ye's going through right now. I mean, we don't know what side, we don't know what way is up, but a lot of what he's saying is still true. One of the things that he said that I thought was made me like, God, like I go through these phases where Kanye's a genius. No, you're not a genius. You're just doing it. And I go back and forth, right? But he said this. He said, I'm always right, but I'm not always right now.
Mhm. Yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like,
He
okay,
said
now
that
you're
he said
genius
another
again.
thing he said on that Ye album, he said I'm sounding like George Jeff. I mean, he said they want me sounding like George Jefferson, but he's feeling like the Jetsons, something like that. Like he's not
Mm.
right. He's ahead of it a lot of the time. He also said that Jesus Walks was the most dangerous song on radio. Like it was the
Um,
most dangerous
well,
song.
yeah, he did his thing with that, right? This is what I'm saying. So if you take the Kanye route where you just blurting everything out, to
Mhm.
people that aren't necessarily ready for it, and
Mhm.
and to people that openly oppose this information getting out, then you will be crucified, which is why he fled to Japan, and people are trying to
And
put him in the hospital, and they're
and the
trying to ruin his
blurting makes it easy
reputation.
for them to do that, Like he's making it easy for them to call him crazy.
They're trying to ruin his reputation, right? Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's doing a great job working on that on his own, talking about what
Oh,
he's talking
okay.
about and the way he's talking about
If
it.
that is in fact him, allegedly, supposedly, we don't know if that's Kanye. He's not over at my house for dinner. We just know that somebody's tweeting some crazy shit.
No, I don't. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. Those are Kanye's tweets, and they're attributed to him, and so yeah, he did them.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're Kanye's tweets for sure, but I don't know if it's
yeah,
him tweeting them.
yeah.
I don't know.
Kanye's tweeting them. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Well, we're not
I don't
doing that.
know. I can't say
We're not
anything.
doing
He's not tweeting.
it. I
Oh,
mean, I don't know
well,
if you really sit in your living
stay
room right now.
stay
I'm not
sleep if you
there.
want to.
I don't know if you sitting in your
But
living
then
room right now.
we haven't
I'm
seen
not
his
there.
face. We haven't even seen his face. And
I
that's
don't know if you
easy.
got on clothes right now. You could have AI putting you could have on a blue
I
shirt and have
could. I
AI
could.
change it
He
up.
could too, but he's not even doing that. You just don't see his face. I'm just saying. We don't know.
Well, no, I saw his face when he said that, but
When you said,
yeah, when
oh
he
yeah,
said,
that back
yeah,
then. Yeah. I'm talking
no.
about the stuff. The news.
Yeah, yeah. The tweets are attributed to the author. Seriously.
And that's fine.
I mean, unless you got like, I mean, Trump's tweets are attributed to Trump. Everybody's tweets are attributed
We just saw
to
one
Elon Musk.
yesterday that we knew there wasn't. We were like, that's not real because people can make all type of stuff.
What's not real?
That Trump tweet that we saw yesterday, we were reading and you were saying,
But that was a meme.
yeah, but they still faked it as a tweet.
Yeah, but
Somebody believed.
that's the funny part of it. That's what makes it
I'm
funny.
just saying that there's hackers and all type of stuff,
Look.
and he could be tied up in a basement, and I don't know. We don't know. Poor Kanye. Let's free him.
I think I think we can make certain inferences, on one side of it. And I suppose that, um, I feel like I would always have one awake song on my album.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
Like some
yeah,
artists back in the day used to always have one gospel song on their album.
yeah.
You know, I think I would always have one song that talks to some of this in some on some
Okay.
level,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
every album. I think that probably how I handle it, but